everybody, Happy New Year! It's 2021. Caroline Mathis with Keller Williams Realty, and let's go over what we did in 2020. It's so weird to say 2021, right? Pretty interesting as far as what our median price is. This is for the Truckee Meadows, and so all of our wonderful valley. We went down just a little bit. Remember in October and November, we hung right at $455 for a median price. Well, we dropped that just a little bit in sales for the median home price of $499,600. I don't know if it's going to stay the same, but I'm thinking maybe not. So look at this graph. I went back 13 months. Back in 2019, $393 was our median home price, and we thought that was kind of high, right? Kind of crazy. So as I said, we had those 2 months in October and November, $455. We went down to $499,600 in the month of December. Why? Not very many people shop in the last 2 months of December in all actuality. This is an interesting slide that I thought you might be excited about. This is across the United States, and look at this. The average gain in equity across the United States was $17,000. That's a chunk of change. The number of people across the United States that own their property free and clear, 38% of those people don't have a mortgage, for goodness sakes. I wish I were one of those. And that the current average of equity across the United States, but the current average of equity a homeowner has now is $194,000. You talk about a boatload of money. Let's look and see if you're at that time where you're thinking maybe this house is a little bit too big and maybe I should downsize. Wouldn't that $194,000 cushion that a little bit, and you'll be able to get into a smaller house and be more comfortable and get out having fun? Something to think about. Average days to contract. We've gone down. From December of 2019, we were 73 days. Look at this, less than just about a month of average days to contract. Look at this. The number of homes that we had in Truckee Meadows, 242 homes. That is from Cold Springs down to Washoe Lake and all the way across the valley out to Verdi and East Sparks, right? East Sparks, excuse me. Got to get my things. But East Sparks all the way across, that's a lot of homes. I'm going to have to research that to see exactly how many homes there are in our community. But only 442 homes were on the market in December. That was nuts. The number of homes that we sold went down just a little bit. Thank you, builders. That's the only way I think that we can be able to get that number of 538 homes to be able to close in the month of December. Somebody moved into a house for Christmas. Wouldn't that be cool? This is a cool slide because I went back to 2019 in December. We're going to look apples to apples. And so in December of 2019, we sold 517 homes. We have been belly aching all in 2020 that we don't have enough inventory. Well, we can look at one moment. We had sales of 538 homes that we closed in December. That's amazing. That gray tall column in 2019, 876 homes were on the market, and we were worried that there wasn't going to be enough inventory. As I said, 242 homes in Truckee Meadows. We're going to have to move our graph down a little bit if it continues this way, for goodness sakes. We need people that are going to be selling their homes. So if you know anybody or if you're thinking about making a move, you give me a call or have your friends call me and let's get it going. Months of inventory that we have all the way across the board, I calculated. Guess how many days that is? That's approximately 12 days. So we have less than 2 weeks of inventory at the end of December. That's not very much. Then we've always been, well, it seems like we've always been in the below balance market, but anymore we've seen huge drops in the 300 to 400, 400 to 500, and now look at 500 to 600. We have weeks of inventory in those price ranges is all. This is interesting. This is a new slide, and I listened to a podcast earlier this month, and one of the agents was saying that on average, and this was back east, they are writing their offers at 105% over asking price. So if the house was $100,000, they are adding $5,000 more in order to hopefully get that home. We are in Reno Sparks right now. We've just crossed this, and we now are writing offers. If it's $100,000, we're writing an offer for $100,200. To be honest with you, I had a property that a little condo that one of my past clients was buying for their daughter, and we ended up writing the offer about $5,000 more. We got it, but they're paying $5,000 more. Kind of crazy. Active inventory by price range, it's repetitive. We don't have any. And you can see that the biggest amount of active inventory is at 300 to 400. More than likely those are gone. Each one of those homes probably got 2 to 3 to a dozen offers on them. That's how many people are out there looking right now. New contracts, just like I said, yes, it went down a little bit from November and from October, but the interesting is that most of us work maybe 20 days in the month of December. To write 397 contracts is pretty amazing. We were busy. I think I wrote 2. This is across the United States. We are not the only ones that have low inventory. So even across the United States, we have across the United States about 9 to 10 weeks of inventory across. Quite amazing. So it's just not us that are belly aching about not having any inventory. Interest rates being super low, people are seeing, okay, I have more buying power. So let's talk about that and see what that might look like for you. We're going to go through these slides very quickly. Yep, we broke a record. Reno went up to $500,000, rose about 4%, and now the median home price was $500,000. Active inventory, watch that slide in comparison to Sparks. There was 195 homes on the market in Reno, 47 homes in Sparks. Crazy. Our median price went down just a little bit, down to 405. Days to contract is still under 30 days. We'll go and take a trip out to Fernley, where, as we've talked about, you've listened to my videos long enough, you know that that's a good place to get started if you're able to work from home and do not mind driving into town a half hour. Median price 305, inventory 22 houses. It went down almost 58% from November. We'll go to the Capitol next. They saw an increase of 7%, and 386 is their median price. Active inventory down almost 40% to 29 homes in Carson City. Days to market is the 22, just down quite a bit, almost half as to what it was in November. This is Minden-Gardnerville. Look at the days to market. You put the sign, you tell me, Caroline, let's list this house. I put the sign in the market, and within 12 days, you've got an accepted offer. And that's not including how many offers we had to look at in order to find out which one you were going to accept. Active inventory was down about 22%. Minden-Gardnerville had about 50 homes on the market. We're going to check into the condo townhouses. Their prices just almost remained the same at $273. You've watched my videos long enough that we have to be aware of those HOA fees. Inventory just went down a little bit. There are 81 homes. We are down inventory, and any news station that you watch, any radio station that you listen to, it's all going to tell you the same. But one thing that I try not to feel bad is because it's across the United States. So we'll need to figure out a very strategic plan on how to get your home sold and get you into another home. It's going to take us a little bit of creativity, but let's get the three of our minds working together, or your family and me working together to get that going, so we can get you into the home that you want to take advantage of these interest rates. I talked to my lender today, which I'm filming on the 13th of January. The lowest, all-time lowest interest rates have ever been for a home. We're talking 2.29, I believe is what he said, but 2.3 for a 30-year mortgage. Amazing. Let's touch on COVID. We still have to wear the mask, and my prayer is by the end of the year we won't have to wear the masks, right? We've talked about recessions, and what do you think? Do you think that we're in a recession? Lots of other things are saying yes, that we are in a recession, and it is not the homes that put us in this. And you've watched my videos, and I've told you this past year that it's not the homes that are making us have the recession. It's lots of other things. Yeah, back in 2008, we were dinglings. Lenders were dinglings, appraisers were dinglings, and that's why we had that huge recession. It wasn't the recession, it wasn't homes this year, and nor do I think that it's going to be homes for 2021. Mortgage interest rates, I touched on this already. Very interesting. I'm going to go into my next slide, and we're going to see how good I did, how well I did, as far as predicting what I thought 2020 was going to bring forward to us. We talked about inventory shortage. Yep, we got that one right. We talked about the number of homes sales that we had. We don't have all the way across the United States, but it's looking pretty good that we did nail it, that one, that we did have an increase. Interest rates. If you remember, I was listening to my video as I was preparing for this. We were looking for 3 more rate hikes in 2019, if you can remember that. And everybody was going, oh no, how much are they going to raise it? 2020, you never heard anything about a rate hike. So we didn't get this right. And isn't that to your advantage? Man, if you can get a house for 30 years at less than 2.5%, calculate that. Ask me to say, Caroline, how much my payment would be if I bought a $400,000 home. What's my payment look like? How much money do I need to bring to the table? With these interest rates, that is part of the reason, in my opinion, why we're having this shortage of inventory. There are a lot of people going, I cannot get into a house any cheaper than this. So let's get you into the house this year, right? Okay. Home values, we thought, well, maybe they're going to slow down just a bit. And guess what? They rose. Over 8% home values. And I'm talking across the United States. Amazing. Quite incredible. If you listen to my video from last year doing this forecast, I was the first one to tell you I don't quite understand this, but we're going to go with the flow. This year, we surpassed this. We had a median sales price in the Truckee Meadows of $449. So we are, $12,000 more than what we anticipated that we were going to be as far as a median sales price. Think of the equity. Think how you can use that equity to purchase a home, lower interest rate, and get on with your life. Wouldn't that be amazing? At the end of the month, I'm going to be going and giving you my crystal ball, crystal ball ideas of what's going to happen to us in 2021. I've already said it. My dream and my prayer is that we're not going to have to wear masks anymore. I can pray it, right? Just as long as everybody else does too. I hope this was informative. If you liked what you saw and you would like to get more, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would love that. And give me a call. I may not answer on the first ring, but I will get back to you. I promise. Have an amazing 2021, and let's keep in touch. Thank you.